Hi, I'm Faiza Bouguessa, founder of Bouguessa, and I'm here with Ounass Presents. Today's conversation is about visibility and what it truly means to be seen in every sense. I'm joined by a wonderful group of women: Mariana Wehbe, Malak Abu Qaoud, Najwa Harfouch, Nour Bachir, and Mariam Sawedeg and Brittany Small. Each bring a unique perspective on visibility and what it truly means to stay aligned in your own way. So before we start, I would love for each one of you to take a little moment to introduce yourself and what you do in your career. Let's start with you, Brittany and Mariam.
My name is Mariam. I co-founded Synchro Club with my partner, Brittany. So we have a wellness method. It's more about the mind, body, and spirit being all aligned together. So we connect with our feelings, with our sensations. It's not the traditional kind of movement that you see around.
I'm so excited for you. I was, when I saw that you launched Synchro. And Brittany?
Yes, my name is Brittany. Again, co-founder of Synchro with Mimi. We developed the method together, and it's expanding and growing, so we're very excited. We're primarily women's-based movement practice, so this fits very well and ties in. So.
We see you everywhere, so I know about it.
I hope you feel us too. So.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Nour. I'm a mindset coach. I recently quit corporate to launch Bidaya, a platform. Thank you. Yeah, it's a big step. So I wanted to really create a platform that filled in a gap that I saw, which was bridging one-on-one coaching with the community and workshops. So this is what Bidaya is, and it's in its beginnings, as the word literally translates to beginning and origin.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of new founders. It's really interesting.
My name is Mariana Wehbe. I'm the founder of We Design Beirut. We're in our second edition. It's a cultural design platform founded in Beirut for Beirut, out of a lot of need and everything that we've been through. I think it turned into a movement. And I'm also the founder of MWPR, a PR agency that's been around for about 12 years. Super small, heart-led, intention-led, and I'm very, very happy to be with all of you today.
Thank you, Mariana. Malak.
Hi, I'm Malak. I am the Director of Arts and Events for Brookfield Properties in the region and ICD Brookfield Place.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
My name is Najwa Harfouch. I'm the creative director and stylist of the Dubai-born magazine Khamsa. And I also founded 2 years ago my intimate care brand called Wumi. And it's bringing awareness towards women's health, and created the first natural cleansing gel for our intimate parts.
Welcome, all of you. So as you know, the conversation today is about visibility. And so my first question goes to Malak, but anyone who wants to answer, please do so. When you think about being seen in your career, what does it feel like to you?
Being seen, it depends on, what your meaning of being seen is and what you think your success is and how that looks. I think it's, first of all, learning a lot about what you do and being really, when you know about what you do so much, it just becomes natural, and you become confident in what you do. And so it really reflects, and I think people can really tell whether someone is knowledgeable or, kind of faking it in a way. So with time, confidence, and when things come just very natural to you, that can also be as being seen to your community. And whether that's to the public eye or just like a personal feeling of fulfillment.
Exactly, it's like about the confidence. So the knowledge that you bring to what you do by, of course, knowing more, learning more, gives you more confidence, and then you're seen in a more authentic way.
Yeah,
exactly. So true. Anyone else?
I think also people decide if you are seen or not There's you doing something, and then you do it with heart, you do it with intention. Like each and every one of you here has a completely different, diverse spectrum that you put yourself into, and that's doing something with heart. Being seen is not something we decide. I think being seen is what people decide by you doing what you want to do, and there's difference between being visible and putting that out there, and people seeing you and actually seeing you like a human being. And that's where it really matters. I don't believe we decide on that. I believe the outer structure, and if you touch people, that's how, and that's how I think we would like to be seen, by knowing that you've touched someone through your work.
A connection to your most authentic self, and when people see that, or that they feel that.
Yes.
That's being
feel something.
They feel it.
And for me, for a long time, being seen was really aligned with this definition, but I was not showing myself. So there's that aspect as well. You also have to decide if you want to show yourself and if you want to show what you do.
I just wanted to add, I wanted to touch point on what you said in terms of success and visibility. I think in today's world, we have been conditioned to assume that visibility, direct visibility in terms of extreme exposure, virality, is equal to success. And that's just a misconception, because we could argue and say that there are people that are not visible and do not want the limelight. They don't want to be in the spotlight, and they are very successful. So then the question is, what is visibility and what is success? And here we can say that success is alignment, being true to your values, your authentic self, doing something you're passionate about, regardless if you're in the limelight or not. And then visibility is that impact that you create, which you said, it could be on one person. Literally, if it's one person that gets something or sees something.
But not everyone sees it this way.
Exactly. But that's why this platform here today is so important for us to highlight these concepts.
Visibility is not necessarily resonance, or relevance. And sometimes you see people and you're like, oh my God, they're so big, they're so visible, and they're actually not even making money. So it also looks at what are you, are you successful as a business? Is your business going to thrive? Is this really what you want? Is it to make millions? Is it to stay small? But also, you see something so massive and you're like,
what is the purpose?
What is the purpose of that?
Is it performance?
So, and in this world, it is changing. I think we're all feeling it. We know authenticity and relevance and resonance.
It's felt, authenticity,
Absolutely.
when someone is being real and they're showing up truly for who they are and not trying to be, it's not a performance.
Or driving sales, when it's connected.
Numbers, how many followers do you have, it doesn't matter, all that.
I feel like it also depends of the moment and the time. For example, with my product, I was shadow banned for a long time, so my product couldn't be seen. I couldn't have any visibility.
In the region?
Even in Europe, and it was not at all something
justified.
It was just women health and awareness. And the last 3 to 4 years, I've seen the difference, and now they're contacting me to talk about it, to spread the word, and it's
about momentum.
It's about momentum. It's about time. It's about if people, as you said, are ready or not to hear about it. And even though I felt seen for so many women that knew about it and were still digging into it, I didn't have visibility.
You didn't have the platform.
So,
So that leads me to my next question, actually. That's for Mimi and Brittany. Do you think visibility really means success?
No. I think success is having an impact, and visibility is about exposure. So what is the impact we're having on our community? It's making a difference in their daily lives. We work with women's bodies and their emotions. So it's about uplifting them. That's, for me, the impact when we see the transformation that we're creating in our community and with the women that come to the class and are able to show their vulnerability and to just express freely, with whether it's physical or
Emotional.
with their voice or emotion. So
Yeah,
that for me is success.
Yeah, and success isn't necessarily meaning going big and going to the masses as well. It's connecting one-on-one in a quiet room when people feel you and sense your authenticity and sense the practice or the method that we have developed specifically for women and for us. And this is why it's connected
also
to so many
women in
people.
the region, you know.
It's
It's so hard for us to express and to find freedom because, I don't know, we're told to be a certain way and that a woman can't do this and that. So yeah, just being able to give them that space to
be
express,
themselves. Yeah, be themselves. And that's the biggest impact and the greatest success.
And I agree with everything that you say, but I just have something that I want to mention. So like you said, visibility is awareness and success is, you know, making an impact. Don't you think that one leads to the other?
Of course, you know. But for us, with our marketing, we don't say so much about what we do in the class.
We tell people to feel it and connect to it.
And it's the word of mouth actually that's giving us like our
the natural momentum
of business. So.
But in my experience, which has been, of course, I agree with everything that you say, but there's been a shift for me where I realized that I was, and that's me, I'm not talking about any of you, but that's me. I was using the excuse of I want my work to shine for itself, and I just want it to be, you know, I want women to discover my work, and I want, you know, just my work to be out there. I don't want to show what I do, I don't want to speak what I do, I want it to be clear from people discovering it. When I disconnected, then I realized that this was just an excuse because I'm shy. And I'm an introvert, and I don't want to be in the limelight, and I don't want to show myself. When I disconnected myself to put my purpose first, which was to give more to women, to let more women be aware of this product that is allowing them to feel more confident, to dress like their best selves when they wear this superpower suit, and just disconnect my own self and think, okay, I need to get that product out there. I need to let more women have access to it because that's my purpose. I want to help them. Then I forced myself to be more in the limelight, and I gave the opportunity to more women to discover what I was giving them. So really just connecting visibility to my purpose and removing myself.
But also you're speaking your truth now. You're saying you're an introvert, and people can relate to that. Women can relate to that. You know, so you are inspiring them by coming out.
It's what you were saying earlier. There is like the people who are visible, but there's no depth. And then there is people like in this room who have something really interesting, they have a really strong purpose, really to do things for others, not even for themselves. And like Mariana, with what you're doing in We Design Beirut.
We the people, that's where it came from.
Mariana, with what you're doing with We Design Beirut is so altruist. I don't know how you say this in English, but it's about others. It's about giving a platform to all of these creatives in Beirut who didn't have access to it and who saw all of the region having so many different platforms. So I feel that visibility is very important, and that sometimes it's
But with the wellness industry, it kind of like, what are you going to show? You know, is it a certain type of body that you need to, or the look, or the surface? You know, so that's why.
Not necessarily, because the way you explain it is very clear.
That's why we changed the way that we operate compared to many other businesses in fitness and wellness. So focusing so much on the surface, on the looks, on being a certain way. And aesthetics, and we just tell people to connect with themselves a little deeper, go inward. This is the inward journey.
There's something you said that was really beautiful, Mimi, which is vulnerability. And maybe this is something we can touch up on really quickly. Everybody wants to be strong and powerful and I don't know what, and strong, independent women. And I find the biggest strength in people is their vulnerability, and it's their biggest power. And only when you show it do you relate.
That's true.
Only when we actually show how vulnerable we are, like you've just shown your vulnerability in saying, that, you know, I had to balance my business by being an introvert and also, you know, getting it to the right people, which I was one of them. And I'm a huge fan of what you do. And I relate very deeply to how I dress through your, you know, through your brand. But vulnerability in fitness, you know, you go into the gyms and everybody's perfect and you're actually intimidated. You're like, you know, am I picking this up right? And most women end up, you know, moving away from that. So I just want to say thank you for touching up on that. We are much more vulnerable than we look. We are definitely strong and hardworking and have values and courage, but we are extremely vulnerable as well.
There's no shame in vulnerability.
Yes.
Resilience is great to have, and you know, this is something that has been built up over our lives, and that's why we are getting through what we're getting through today, in no matter what circumstance. But being in touch with yourself and connected to your emotional body and energetic body, and not just the physical body and the outward look that everybody sees. This is what makes you a little bit more in tune with self and more vulnerable and connected, and which in turn other people see you.
When someone recommended your class, she didn't tell me you should go there, my abs got better or something. She told me you should go there, you're just gonna have 45 minutes where you're not gonna think about anything, but be in the moment, just flow, move your body, and this is exactly what she told me. And the reason wasn't you're gonna have lean lines or not. It was just you're gonna enjoy your moment. You're gonna be well surrounded and
I
be
think
in
that's
the moment.
what we're all looking for right now.
That disconnection, you know, disconnecting, and we also use headsets, so I think that gives it more of an immersive journey.
Sensory.
But disconnection with intention.
Of course.
Because
disconnection to
so
connect.
easy to disconnect today. We're always disconnected with the phone, etc.
All the noise outside.
Exactly,
you know, tune in.
I think it's so great to see how the world has shifted in terms of mental health awareness and awareness towards ourselves, truly, and how we feel. And so if you look back in 2010, maybe around that time, where skinny and being extremely skinny was like the goal.
Was trending.
And the trend, and people wanted to hop onto that or aim to work towards that. And today, seeing concepts that are bringing that method of understanding oneself and being in tune with yourself is very beautiful to see. And we see that also visibility in that sense becomes, what you said, intentional, and to your concept of being introverted but wanting to be out there, it becomes a means to and the means to send the message. So it's no longer look at me or see me. This is the message that I want to put out there.
The outcome is the byproduct. You know, whether it's the physical strength that you're gaining, or you know, you're being able to be more outward with your expression. You know, you're learning more about yourself in the process.
Yeah.
And also we tend to forget that building something takes time. Everything is so fast today that we want to be
we tend to compare ourselves to somebody else's.
What's this annual numbers this year, and you only started last year. Whereas the tangible, strong brands or concept that we know today, they're 20 years, 30 years, 40 years old. And they had time. And how many businesses were also seen being unicorn and then going down also so fast. So I think we should give ourselves credit and grace and
of course,
evolving and good time.
Yeah,
good
timing.
things take time,
It's also one of the things that we suffer in a little bit in the PR world, you know. A client comes in and they're like, now, and you're like, you know, they're like, I want to be famous now. And you're like, I don't have a magic wand. You know, I want to know, if I had one, what is it that you want? But, you know, you always have to manage your expectations, say, this takes time, because you're not giving them something like to, you know, a bag or you know, tangible. And they don't know that it takes so much time to make them relevant, for people to hear your name, for people to recognize that brand and what it is doing and who they are. So time is one of the things we do struggle with.
Yeah, because we scale everything in how much time did it take for you to be successful? How much time did it take for you to have like 1 million annual, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million? And sometimes I'm like, I'm not there yet, but I'm working, I'm doing great, you know? And people are responsive, but it's okay. It's just takes time.
Guys, I have 5 cards of questions. I'm just page 2.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna skip the next one, and I'm gonna go to when do you feel most proud of what you do, Malak?
So I work in a very public space. Our program is a public program, so it's open to everyone regardless of age or background, and it's really when people resonate with the work that we do, the work that is on display, when people come to work and they never want to leave the building. My most proudest moment, I'll say this because it was the first project that I've done. So the building opened in September 2020, and the first art show we did was 2021, I think it was like February. And we were setting up, and it was this large screen by a Turkish artist, super large installation, and everyone was helping us behind the scenes, like all the back of the house workers. And finally, this was in the middle of the night, maybe like 2 a.m., and the screens went on just because we wanted to test them, and the art show started playing, and everyone, all of our, everyone helping and supporting on the project, the maintenance team, the cleaning team, the security team, everyone was like, oh my God, what is this? It was with Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah,
okay.
Ouch. And that's when it, like, honestly, I just got goosebumps, and I was like, this is exactly what makes me proud. It's like, everyone resonating with the work and everyone enjoying the work. It took a while to get to where we are, but it was, that's what makes me most proud. It's just regardless of age or background, and, enjoying the work and not having an arts background, but still,
Amazing. I remember I had a moment defined clearly before I started my brand that I thought that would be something that would make me so proud, is, of course, not knowing anything about fashion, didn't study, started a business in fashion, and not understanding if I was ever able to create a collection even. And so I wrote this down. I said, if I can, the day I see someone wearing my design, someone I don't know, would make me so proud. And that day happened one day.
That's so beautiful.
And I remember I was in a coffee shop, and I was in a meeting with someone, and I saw a lady passing by me wearing my design. I didn't know that lady, and that was really my second collection. I was like, it's very early. I cried. I stood up and I was like,
Did you jump on her and hug her?
No, I was
and she
too
had
shy.
like no idea why.
but I was like, sorry, she's wearing my design. And I cried, and I was like, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. So it's really now, I mean, it happens very often where I bump into someone wearing my design, and it makes me so proud to see women stand on stages, walk around, or even just giving me a feedback and saying I was there, and everyone asked me in the street, stopped me to ask me what I was wearing. And this is, I think, it's just really the essence of what we do.
It's a reminder.
Yeah.
I know sometimes in the bathrooms, after maybe another instructor has taught our method, and I'm in there getting ready for my class or getting ready to prepare some work, and you hear the girls come out from the previous class, and they're just talking to each other like, wow, this was the best thing I've ever done. I feel so good. Yeah. And when we hear that connection to the feeling good and feeling better and feeling, alive and uplifted, and the energy is shift. This is just that remembrance of why we do what we do.
The best kind of visibility.
Purpose.
Purpose.
Without asking somebody, without telling somebody, what do you think? It's hearing, in the fly on the wall.
How about you?
Yeah, for me, it's when my clients have a breakthrough, and when I have someone come in and they're like, I remember in our early sessions, you said we're never going to look back. And I feel it, like, we're never going back. I've changed, and that level of change happens on an identity level. Yeah. So it's no longer on a habitual pace, or you're trying to do something new. But once I see that it's completely touched the identity level where they know there is no ceiling, you can mold yourself in different ways, and I know there's a breakthrough sometimes even before they notice it. For me, that's
you can
like,
see it.
I'm so happy. And then the second one is when I get to sit on tables like this. When my work gets me to sit on tables like this, then I feel so proud.
What makes me most proud is that when I first started this job, I didn't know anyone in Dubai, in the region, in the art space, and a lot of people were like, really? Like a corporate building with an arts program? Like what does that look like? Maybe because they'd seen something around the city that kind of like just didn't really make sense. And this came from a lot of people that were, you know, quite high up in the art world. And I like now 6 years in, the same people are, you know, they're like, this is amazing. Like what you've done is like really, really amazing. And that's kind of what makes me most proud. It's like, I kind of proved a lot of people wrong in a way.
That's a great feeling. That's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, you know, it's
You know what it's like in those fields.
Yeah. For me, it's twofold. One, in my PR company, I mean, I've had a lot of beautiful young women who've come through my journey, and actually, one of them owns an amazing PR company here in Dubai, Marwa. She worked with me for a long time. You know Marwa Darazi.
Yes.
So she had never been in PR, and she was, you know, my right hand. And when she did start her PR company, and I posted, and people were like, "She started a PR company." I'm like, "Yes," and I will always be part of that journey for her. I honestly, I couldn't understand how others were like, "Why are you not upset?" Honest to God, like I was like, "That's my baby girl. I am so proud." And the other one with Redesign is I received a video on Instagram by this young woman who received a scholarship. And she was doing a speech in front of 500 women in the foundation saying how this scholarship allowed her to bring her GPA up to 3.8 and not worry about the financials. And to be able to take part in Redesign Beirut. I mean, somebody sent me that. For me, that student saying that, I mean, with her studies and that Redesign Beirut was so important.
To be part of.
That's a moment of pride
Okay.
for all of us, for everybody that was involved in it. So, yeah, that was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that means something to you? Wow, yeah.
I relate to that too. A lot of the artists that I've worked with, I found, you know, like young, not represented by any galleries, and a lot of them now are represented by galleries, just because we offered them that platform to showcase their work, and that's what also makes me really proud, like seeing them like being now represented and going out to different residencies globally.
And I love how all of you, I mean, the topic is a visibility, but you're all behind the scenes, and you're some of these women who just make things happen for others. And it's so beautiful to hear the stories of each one of you. You have, I'm sure you have tons of stories on what makes you proud with Khamsa.
What makes me proud? With Khamsa, well, I have also, like Himal, I have two things. First with my brand, with Bumi, I think what makes me proud is that the formula came from my grandmother on my mother's side, who passed away, but she was Moroccan. And I think she started working at 13. She didn't know how to write and read, but she had great knowledge in plants. So if anyone had a flu or any kind of disease, she would prepare something and cure that. And so when I used her knowledge towards something that actually helped women and that was working on women, first for me, knowing that my grandmother only in her mind had a life of being a mom and, you know, and a housewife having 7 kids.
You gave her a legacy.
Not having an education or anything, and that actually what she knew is helping so many other women is something that makes me really proud.
I can imagine.
And then on Khamsa, I'm very proud of having the space to tell a story. I can tap into my truth, let's say, and I can with Khamsa I can go on the table and say I really think that this is how we should do things, or we, because as a team we're a great team. Aya, the founder, is the one who took the risk of building this, and I think it's just telling other people this is my knowledge, this is who we are, and I really believe that you should trust us on this. And
I think you're doing a great job, you and your team, and in representing the region and the talent, and it's, I mean, everything is always,
Thank you.
you know, on point.
Thank you so much. It's really a
congratulations.
teamwork. I want to say it's Aya, the founder, Aya
Again,
Michelani, and
I
love her.
No, but it's true. Yeah.
Who actually decides who gets seen in your industry?
Instagram, algorithm.
Trends, PR, media.
I think it's, I mean, marketing always existed, so Instagram is now, I think, personally a wonderful tool compared to what it used to be. It was TV, radio, magazines, it was a slower pace. And today, someone like this lady who mentioned was filmed during a speech has been seen by so many others, including you, because this tool is available for people who might not be able to afford a TV ad or something like that. So I think if we see it in the right way, of course, there's so many negative ways to look at social media. But for me, when I started to get acquainted with social media, I felt that was an amazing tool for creatives.
Yeah.
Because
More
they get to have their window to the world. And if it's used properly with authenticity, it's just really just the best. Have you ever felt you had to perform a version of yourself to stay visible in the past, maybe in your previous careers, or?
I would say when we talk about authenticism and showing your true self, we forget that even in psychology, there are multiple authentic selves in each and every person. And so it is not just one face that you show up in each and every situation or context. And for sure, there are places where you cannot, like if I'm working with a client, I'm gonna have my client cap on. But if I'm with my family home, I'm gonna have my as a daughter a cap on, or as a sister cap on, you know? So there are different, I would say, authentic selves that you should or would appear in different contexts. But when we talk about performance, specifically if you're like just trying to hide maybe something, I would say we're guilty of it in a sense that today, if we're working in wellness, for example, or fashion even, you want to show the best image. You want to showcase something that really helps others and supports them. You don't want to bring in that negative energy. Or if you're struggling and going through something, I think it's very important to take it to yourself and work through it before announcing it and being very public with it. I see a lot of content where people are trying to be authentic but showcasing their pain openly. And from, again, a psychology angle or a professional point of view, it's very important that you work through it before you, like once you've healed, you can talk about your experience and support others.
It seems like it's performance.
Exactly. That's where I feel
gain
like
more followers.
This is so funny, by the way, this kind of you know, influencers or people that are like crying and
that for me,
it's supposed to be an intimate moment.
It's the last thing I would think about.
Take out my phone.
I get like now we walk with cameras all the time. So, and this world is going to change. Like literally, I imagine everyone has a camera around them constantly. But to this point in performance, there's two folds. From one end, yes, we all wear different caps at different times, and it is the case. And from another fold, when we are, let's say, in pain or we are struggling, it's important that we take it towards people that can help us or reflect and find ways to heal before we use it as performance.
My next question for you, Mimi and Brittany, what does success look like in the quiet moments when no one is watching?
It's that impact you have on the community. Like if we're in a room and there's only 2 people, it's about me showing up for them also with full integrity, whether there's 2 people or 5, 10. It's just making that changes within their day. They're coming to feel something. So I have a responsibility to make them feel a certain way. But it's a exchange of energy. So it's like we tell them it's a co-creation of energy in the room. So we all feel each other, and it's not just me and it's not just them. It's all of us moving through our emotions and
our stuff together.
It's the transformation you see. So after we finish and they're like, oh my God, we feel so good. Or yesterday something happened and then I can't, like just little comments.
It's so
that
good.
they
You
make.
can see them. You can see
Yeah.
that
And also
with
traveling
every person
around,
walking
yeah.
out of your studio.
Exactly. And then, you know, like Mimi touched on, we have sometimes classes are quiet, and then other times we've had 30, 40 people in a room, and it can be quite intense. And that's not the quiet moment. That can feel, wow, I have, you know, 40 people booked in my session today. That's amazing. But that doesn't qualify the success. The success is when someone talks to you one-on-one and connects with you really on a personal level and says, hey, I'm going through this, I'm transforming because of this practice, or I'm able to really express myself. Because synchro is not about verbal or vocal expression. It's about expression through movement and somatics and connecting to your energy or your energetic systems in your body and opening through that with movement. And this is a place today where we are, you know, in the region and also in the time of the world that, you know, women need to be more open with themselves in turn to connect with others. So, yeah, those moments define our success, I think.
Also success, I think, from womanhood, if we're going to talk about that, and,
Yes.
and tribal, because we are a tribe in our own way. I say that because I have phenomenal girlfriends, and I'm so lucky. Success is, for me, the true success is, of course, we are ambitious women. We have a purpose, you know. That's one part. And that will lead to success. But the true success is that when you are there, you can truly go back to your girlfriends and be like, I want to lie on your, you know, and just play with my hair and give me a hug. Honestly, I'm saying that. I mean, after we designed, I am so grateful. I am so grateful beyond. I have hundreds and hundreds of like messages like this from everyone. And I'm so grateful to them. But all I wanted to do is go to my friends. And I was calling them like, where are you? And they were like, I'm like, no, where are you? I just want to be with you. And that is also a big part of our success. I don't believe that it's just about the business part. I don't believe that it's just, in order for us to be successful with our purpose, our soul has to be that. And some of us, it's through relationships, of course. But the truth of the matter is, and this is not being said in the feminist, I don't know what, I'm not that kind of girl. I am the kind of woman that is true to my girlfriends, you know, and that for me is really a big part of how we are also successful. Yeah. I just wanted to say that.
I totally agree. So success, like the not the normal form of success, which we're conditioned to, is having healthy relationships, having a healthy body, mind, and spirit, being in tune, being connected, having someone to talk to. When you're at the top of the mountain, who's with you to cheer you? When you were climbing up the mountain, who was there to support you and watch you struggle, cry, hold you? Like, this is success. It's not the numbers at the end of the day, whether it's digital numbers and how many followers you have, or the financial numbers.
Because at the end of the day, everybody goes home.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, and you look around and you're like, okay, wow, everybody's gone. There's like thousands of people here, and now everyone is gone. And that's really, and this year really when I questioned, like, okay, Mariana, who do you want right now? And all I could think about is who are my true girlfriends and guy friends, but my friendships. So that is, you know, we tend to think of success as, you know, money or fame or all of that. Success is in your heart.
Yeah, it's warm. What would you tell a woman who wants to be seen but is afraid of losing herself in the process?
I think she needs to find who she really is before the world tells her who she should be.
So true.
Connecting back to yourself, to your authenticity, and that keeps changing. I mean, we're evolving beings, and we have experiences that changes us all the time. So
Especially as
tapping
women.
inwards, connecting to the heart, I think.
Like, what's your core values? I had values that I thought were mine, and with experience I realized that they weren't mine. They were my parents. That forced them on me for my, you know, for my
your
good,
own good,
of course. But owning it. I think owning it is the hardest part.
I think owning your vision as well, whatever it is, however big or small, but accepting and deciding what is your vision, and
your intention,
staying true to it,
and having a strong gut feeling, and just really trusting your intuition. That's a really important one,
compass.
because there's a lot of voices from the outside that can really put you off track a little bit, depending on where you're at in your life. But really sticking to your values, having strong principles, no matter what. Really, throughout the years, I've learned that at the end of the day, like, hard work pays off, but also having good values and principles also pays off, because people really do see that.
Yeah.
And just trusting your gut and
being free.
Yeah.
I think, with our parents, this is what they knew.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. This is what they knew, because society, it's easier to box you and to say, you're here, you work in culture, so you sleep at 8 o'clock at night. No, you don't go dancing till 3 in the morning. And I live with that. And now at 46, with a 21-year-old daughter, and I say, I am free. And I've chosen to be free. And therefore, I will run a business. I will be a mother. I will dance till 7 in the morning whenever I want to, unapologetically, truly, as a Ra'as Shar'i, which is one of my passions, and having that courage to be free. Because when people box you, it's so much more comfortable for them. Yeah. But then when they can't, they just don't know what to do with you. Yeah. And the freer you are, the more they don't know what to do with you. And for me, freedom, truly freedom.
But do you feel that to get there, you had to...
Oh my God.
Because to go back to the theme of this conversation is, as a creative director, for example, sometimes it's hard because I have a brand that is paying and that has their own way of doing things, and sometimes there's nothing I can change about that, and I need to put on the side some of my maybe values, some of the not values, but you know what I mean, the things that maybe I believe in, and
compromise.
And I'm thinking, if in my position I'm in these situations, I can't imagine how many people in the corporate world.
A lot.
So that leads me to this question. Have you ever felt visible but not truly recognized? You did mention the story when in the first few years we actually shadow banned. That's one of them, where you're trying to build something but it's not recognized for the value that you're bringing on the table.
Or it's being misunderstood, or people put you in a box because you want to talk about a very intimate subject, and so they might think that you are someone that is not serious, or someone that you just want to talk about health and women's health, and how you have to push through the judgment. And that's for me, that was the hardest part. Judgment was shame, and judgment was something that I've been working on for the past years. And I have great girlfriends too.
Judgment is a big part of it. But it gets you to that freedom.
Yeah, because at the beginning, people are like, oh, look what she's doing. And then when you're succeeding, like, bravo, it's great.
Judgment is always part of it. If you come and say to me, you are amazing, I say, thank you so much. I'm so glad I impacted you. Thank you, honestly. And all the other noise is noise. And I get a lot of noise because I am not very diplomatic. I am very free. I'm very outspoken. I know who I am. And I say, this is noise, Mariana, this is noise. But what will matter is that if you are one of my dear friends and you come to me and you say, hey, what are you doing? And I will stop in my tracks and say, okay, I need to think about this. So you have to be very clear as to who matters and what really matters with judgment.
How did you learn that? Like, was there a shift when you felt?
I had a shift when I did the first year of Vogue Arabia in Lebanon, the first year anniversary. My phone was going off the hook with people that had never spoken to me for months or years. And I knew this was going to be a shift in my career. I don't know what happened, but I truly remember I walked into my elevator ready to go to the event. And I stood there, and this is honest to God true. I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, you're about to shift right now. everything is noise. This is noise, the whole woo-ha, because they're just, I mean, these are people that had never asked about me. Now they are, something, my intuition said, be careful, you know? What matters is, who are you, you know, where's Nadine, where's Sarah, where's Malak, where are they? And I grew that as I progressed. So it comes with time, it comes with a lot of judgment. It comes with so much judgment because that's part of life, but also we have the courage to be able to say, okay, well, you don't pay my bills.
Yeah.
Let me just wait a minute. You're not paying my bills and you're not paying my rent and you're not taking care of Haida. So why am I even worried about this, you know? It might sound cliche that I'm saying this, but I promise you, I do say this to myself. Like,
It's true.
you're not, if you were, maybe I would consider you, but you're not. So you have no obligations
also,
on me.
Are you or have you tried to do what I'm doing?
And when you do, please, when you get off and you try to do what I did or what you did or what any of you did, then you have every right to sit in front of me and give me your judgmental opinion. I do take constructive criticism, please. I want to learn and I'm still learning. But when you get up and you know exactly what I've been through, you know, I'm self-made, and you sit in front of me, then you have every right.
Yeah.
But till then,
It's about taking back your power as well. When you want to feed into all the, you know, judgments or expectations of people, you just start losing in touch with yourself.
Yeah, you're leaking yourself out and you're giving them that power.
and then the rest you move with love
Yeah.
and true and honest intention.
Yeah.
على الله. Really. أنا طول بقول على الله. I move with love and intention with those around me, and the rest, you can't break that barrier that I have.
Mariana, I loved your self-talk, that moment where you saw the shift. I think it's very important to shed light on self-talk and how what are the thoughts that are in our mind? And again, being in the life coaching domain and mindset coaching, I see a lot of clients, especially when I'm working with women, the self-talk is very negative, it's very harsh. And so when we're trying to grow and whatever it is, whatever domain, whether it's in corporate, in sports, in fashion, in entrepreneurship, as humans in general, it's very important to filter that. And this is how she connected with her power. And she spoke to herself in a very loving way, as you put it, love towards yourself. And I think in a lot of ways, sometimes you think that love through social media is taking myself for a massage, or but true love is really having a conversation with yourself, whether it's constructive conversation, whether it's a determined conversation to, we're going to do this, and hey, this is our focus.
We just need to learn how to self-soothe. This is what we tell our clients, you know, their inner dialogue when they're moving and, you know, it's so hard on them. How are they speaking to themselves? So, you know, you have a choice to make a change. It's your voice as well that you're speaking internally. 100%. So,
so true. And it starts with like also having conversation. I always, you know, whenever someone compliments you, don't you start with saying something negative like, thank you, but
I stopped doing that 5 years ago.
We have to stop doing that.
It's like, thank you.
It's always, you know, and I'm telling my team also, because I have that when they come with a nice look or nice makeup or whatever, something different. And they're like, oh, thank you, but it's like, no, accept the compliment. Receive, accept to receive.
The funniest thing with, I actually was talking to we have daughters the same age. And, you know, I watch my daughter, someone compliments her. They say, you know, we like your outfit. Mimi said this to her. I know. I said, okay, the children are the greatest teacher because we always make excuses and want to bring, but it's not perfect, you know. We grew up in a different time as well. So hopefully, you know, the children are able to be a little bit more humble is important.
And then I go to, you know, you're beautiful. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
I think me, the shift was when I said, no, I'm not. And that person said, you know, you should stop saying that because we're going to believe you.
I know.
Whatever you're going to say, they're going to believe you. So might as well.
It's true.
Love yourself.
Malak, I have a question for you. In an industry that loves drama and noise, how do you stay true to your own rhythm?
Mariana knows so well also. But there's a lot of drama and noise, and everything just gets really blurry, and because it's a niche, but there's a lot of people around. I think it's just being true to who you are and blocking everything else out and just continue and keep going, and also it's really important to have mentors around you. This is a point that I wanted to say earlier. Having mentors around you, whether they're a colleague at work or close friends or someone that doesn't even know that they're your mentor, but just speaking to them. The best advice I ever got from someone at work actually is just hone into what you're good at, and and have everyone else do what they're good at, and a team really comes together, and that's the best work. And it's so true, because I always thought early in my career that I need to be the best at everything. I need to I am a perfectionist at heart, and it's really difficult for me to not settle for anything less. I still struggle to this day, but when he said that and seeing where he is at his career, I'm like, that's so true. I need to just stop and work on what I'm good at, and keep improving and learning more, and just being easy on myself and being kind to myself. Everyone else will do their job. Things will come together, and just block the noise and just focus on yourself, focus on the close people to you, and have a really good intuition. And that's really it. And then people will start to recognize the hard work that you do. Seriously, 6 years in, no one had any idea of, they just come to parties and be like, this is really cool. But now 6 years in, I've finally, I'm more confident now than I was, and I can really be so proud in what we do. And so it's just focusing on yourself.
I think it's
and we
easy.
love it.
And
We go through this,
So sweet.
focus, and we understand, these elements when, the rhythm is quiet and normal, and then the moment there is something big happening, then we have to recalibrate and make sure that we actually stay aligned in that sense.
It happens a lot, but you just have to really try to tune it out and get a hobby outside of work, outside of your daily life. And
Dance.
Dance until 7
in a
a.m.
way.
Come to synchro.
Come to synchro the next morning.
I want to come to synchro. I really do.
You're all coming.
I'm waiting for you.
Obviously, after this talk, now we know everything about it. It was really a lovely conversation. I have one last question to ask all of you. So today, what does being truly seen means to you?
It's being felt through my work, through what we do. It's not just the outside.
Not being watched.
Yeah.
Having the messages that I stand for, and the philosophy that I live my life or lead my life through, really resonate and go out through me if I'm the medium as well. Having that heard by others, heard and seen through the eyes of others. And there's a quote by Maya Angelou that I would like to say here, that a lot of people might forget. It's not exactly how she said it, but people might forget what she said, and people might forget what you do or what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So I would say here, being seen is in a way making people feel something good.
That's great.
I think, yes, of course, being recognized for the effort and the risk and what you want to share, but also having the space for making mistakes and understanding that everything is an evolution and we're learning along the way, and if mistake there is, having a conversation around it and not having this a bit. I feel like on social media there's a lot of aggressivity towards someone that did the wrong word, or everyone is learning, in particular in this region. So many people came back to the region. I grew up in France, for example, and for me it's amazing to go back to Lebanon, to be surrounded by so many Arabs. So yeah, learning along the way
And being true to yourself and able to
yeah.
make mistakes and
Exactly.
not being pointed out.
Yeah.
How about you, Anna?
I love that.
Yeah.
in addition, I think it's also having an impact, having a positive impact on everyone around you, and just being kind, truly just being kind. Yeah.
I agree.
I think for me it's having a dream and then realizing that this dream has also become theirs as well. Like my team, our director Suhad, Rula, the girls at the office, I've realized with what we're doing with Redesign, it was my dream for my country to be on the playground in the Middle East, really. And now it's become theirs, so I know that I'm seen whether I'm there or not. And that is very touching, truly. What about yours?
For me, I would say, first of all, I think we're truly seen in the region. We have such opportunities and we are given a chance to shine. I came with a vision and a dream that was in my mind. I always say, actually in my podcast, I always say, and I ask the questions, if you can go back to a time when all of this was just a dream, when would you go back to, and what would you tell yourself? And for me, I go back to my 15-year-old self. I used to live in Romans-sur-Isère, it's a tiny countryside city, and hanging on my window, looking at the stars and dreaming of one day going away and building this big fashion dream. And I tell myself that you've done it. And like you said, having the chance to be surrounded by people who understand that it's a vision and understand your vision, and telling your vision to you as you voiced it or how you wrote it down is the most incredible thing. And being surrounded by people, friends, colleagues that believe in your own vision is just, I think it's the best way to be truly seen.
Yeah, and I have to say, since I'm in Dubai, I've met a lot of great people that have helped me achieve so many things in such a
We have a great community. We're so connected. You just a call away from someone who can help you.
It's a beautiful place to be. You know, we can all coexist. We all have something to share. We co-create together, I think.
And Ounass is a great platform to give us a voice today. So thank you, Ounass.
Thank you,
Ounass.
Thank you.
So happy to have you had, all of you, and to have been part of this
This has been
conversation.
a fulfilling conversation.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I feel emotional.
Yes, I nearly cried.
Now we're gonna cry.
Yes, we can cry together.